Hey, June. I'm getting on the subway now. From here, I'll be heading straight home.
All right, I'll see you soon then. Right now, I'm just in the middle of getting dinner ready. But I already got your towel and everything ready, so you can just hit the shower right when you get home.
Oh, great. I'll do just that.
Dinner for tonight is fried chicken and mashed potatoes. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks, June. You're making exactly what I wanted. Just thinking about your delicious fried chicken is enough to melt all the frustrations of the day away.
Well, that's just great to hear.
I can't wait to get home. I'll get to take a nice hot shower and then eat my favorite food. Seriously, just the best way to end the day.
Aw, you're being too much. By the way, do you remember that thing that I've been asking for?
Thing you asked for? Sorry, I don't remember. Was there something that you wanted?
Come on, Tom. Please try to remember. It doesn't have to be that much. But can you help out with cleaning the house a bit?
Oh, you were talking about that? June, honey. Last time we talked about this, I thought we already came to a conclusion. We already talked about how since you're only working part-time, that you get home much earlier than I do. Not only that, but unlike me, you're working a pretty easygoing gig at the bookstore. So me needing to do any extra work around the house was unnecessary.
That was just something that you decided on your own, Tom. I didn't agree to anything like that. And I'm definitely not satisfied with the conclusion that you came to. You're also saying that working at the bookstore is some easygoing job, but that's just simply not true.
Not an easygoing job? Come on, June. It can't be that bad. I mean, it's just a bookstore, right? Not even a popular one at that. Most days, there are barely any customers, right? How bad could it possibly get? The way that I see it, it's a really easy job.
All right. I can see how it might look like it's easy at first glance, but it's really not like that. There are so many extra things that you have to do in the back, and there is barely any time for a break. Every day you have to carry boxes full of books from one point to the next. You end up getting quite a workout. There are plenty of people that are getting lower back trouble just from having to carry around so much all the time.
All right, but still, carrying around some books doesn't make the job that hard. I, myself, have to do tons of desk work every day. But I have to work for 8 straight hours. There's a difference there.
Okay, but do you know how long I actually work for? I know it's called a part-time job, but I'm actually working 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. The difference in the amount of hours between an average 40 hours a week full-time job and my 35 hours a week part-time job is hardly worth mentioning.
Sure. But my full-time job isn't just 40 hours. I have plenty of overtime and Saturday work that I have to do. No matter how you look at it, you're the one that has more free time to work on the house. Am I wrong?
Now, I know that you're working more than me.
If you know, then stop making me say it. Unlike someone who works at some part-time job, I am working hard at my company trying to get money for the bills. I'm always busy, and every time I get off work, I'm completely exhausted.
Tom, we're both working. Maybe not the same amount of hours, but I too get pretty worn out after coming home from work. Since we're both tired, couldn't it be at all possible to ask you to help out around the house? As I said, you don't have to do much. Just a little bit would really go a long way.
Now, June, the work that I bring myself to do every day, slaving myself at the office, all of that is to put food on the table and pay the bills. Are you telling me that after working so hard for us to have the money to survive, that you want me to work even more at home? If I'm going to be forced to work on cleaning the house when I get home, what was the point of even getting married? Working on the house and making sure it's clean. That's the role of the wife. That's what we agreed upon when we got married. So, telling me that you can't handle the duties of a wife is akin to saying that you don't want to be a wife anymore. Is that it?
I didn't mean it in that way at all. But, all right, Tom. I get it. I'll do my best and work on the house by myself.
Great. Now, come on, June. Don't go out of your way to try and complain about things that are already working the way they are. You know that working at a proper job, I work at least twice as hard as you do, right? You also know that I am doing all this work just to make sure that we have food on our table and a roof over our heads. So, after a long day of work, please don't come to me with complaints like this. It'll just make me frustrated. Hey, keep it down. Stop pounding on the windows. You're making a racket. You're disturbing the neighbors with all that noise. More than that, what'll you do if you end up breaking a window?
Then hurry up and unlock the door. What on earth are you doing all of a sudden? You get home and immediately just push me out of the house and lock the door?
What are you talking about? You're the one who is in the wrong here. Stay out there and think about what you have done. I'll give you until morning to think it over.
Think about what I have done? Outside? What are you even talking about, Tom? What could I possibly have done that would warrant being thrown out in the cold?
You know exactly why. Where is my dinner, June?
What?
Do you know how late it is, June? What happened to dinner? Where is it? You didn't even try to prepare anything now, did you?
Is that why you're angry? That's why you locked me out? I messaged you this afternoon saying that you'd have to get dinner on your own. I had to work overtime because of the hours I missed when I had to take that day off a few weeks back.
That's your reason for not having my dinner ready for me? I remember telling you before, and you even agreed, but I'll say it one more time. Working around the house, which includes dinner, is your job.
Tom, I get that, but this was out of my control. I simply couldn't make dinner tonight. I barely got home before you did. Not only that, but when I messaged you, I thought that you'd just go ahead and eat out somewhere for dinner. Why didn't you?
Huh? Why do I have to eat out somewhere for dinner? You're the one who said you'll do your best, aren't you? I mean, really? You're the one who couldn't do what you're supposed to, and yet you have the nerve to talk to me like that. You're not some princess that I'm taking care of. You have a job that you have to do at home.
My way of talking? That's not really what you're angry about, right? Tom, I'm sorry, but I'll say it again. I want to do everything that I can in order to be the ideal wife for you. But with being only one person, and only a certain amount of time in the day, there are things that I simply can't do. It's not because I don't want to. I really do want to be the perfect wife. But sometimes there are things just out of my control. Things like today are incredibly rare, right?
All right, I hear you. So no matter what, you're going to refuse to do the duties that you've agreed to.
I'm not refusing to do anything. I'm just asking you to understand that there are times when I just don't have the ability to do them.
Shut up, Jane. All you're doing is making excuses, and I'm not going to stand for it. So, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what'll happen if you try and defy your duties as a wife.
Wait a minute, Tom. Aren't you being a little strange right now? Can we properly talk this out? Please, just open the door and let me inside.
What did you say? Why are you calling me strange? You're the one who isn't doing what they promised they would. Stop unnecessarily making me angry after a long day's work. I'm already exhausted as it is.
If you're talking about being exhausted, I'm tired too, Tom.
I already told you, you're in no way near the same degree as I am. I have to work at a proper job, not some bookstore. How many times do I have to tell you? You were just being lazy and had decided to skip out on doing what you were supposed to. Isn't that right?
I've been thinking about this for a while now, but... Seriously, Tom. What happened to you? Why have you changed so much? I mean, right after we got married, you were always helping out around the house when you could. You were always making me feel like you actually valued me.
You talk like I don't anymore. Out in the real world, I'm doing the best that I can to provide everything for you. The reason why I'm working so hard is precisely because I value you. And yet, even though I'm working so hard for us, you're trying to force me to do the housework, and even skipping out on actually making dinner.
I'm only saying that since we're both working, I'd like you to help out a little bit around the house too. I'm not trying to force you to do anything. I'm just asking if you could help.
It's strange that you're even wanting me to do anything around the house. Making sure that the house is well kept, everything is running smoothly at home, is the wife's job. That means you, honey. All the other guys I know are not forced to do any housework. That's just the way things are supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that, yet you are talking to me like I don't value you. To me, it's actually you who doesn't value me anymore.
Tom, come on. Why do you have to say that? Everyone's home life is different. It shouldn't matter if that's how other people are doing it. We should do what is best for us. But please, Tom, let's talk inside. Can you open the door, please?
So, June, have you finally thought over what you've done? I'm going for another drink, so you still have some time to think it over. Make sure to think over it long and hard while I'm out. I'm not coming back for someone who isn't actually apologetic. But I'll make sure to come back before too long. So when I get back, I would suggest that you start begging me to let you in.
Tom, where are you right now? I found your mother out on the veranda.
What? What are you talking about, June? What do you mean you found my mom on the veranda?
I mean exactly what I said. I found your mother outside our home on the veranda.
Hey, stop it, June. You're just spouting nonsense. What are you doing? Trying to confuse me or something? It's you who's on the veranda, right? What do you think you're doing? Do you think making up these weird stories will get me to come back and forgive you so easily?
Tom, I'm at the hospital right now. I'm with your sister and her husband. We are looking after your mother as we speak.
Wait, what? Seriously, what are you talking about, June?
Your sister called me a little while ago, asking where your mother was. She was supposed to just stop by our house for a little bit, but she never ended up coming back. She got worried and ended up calling me, asking if I knew where your mother was. Your mother forgot her phone when she left the house, so your sister had no way of contacting her.
Aw.
Your sister says that she wanted to bring us some of her homemade cooking. As you know, I gave her a spare key to the house, so she shouldn't have had any trouble getting in. Apparently, she said that she was just going to enter the house and then leave it for us to enjoy.
Wait, so you're telling me the person that was on the veranda wasn't you?
No, it was your mother! When she arrived at our house, it had just started to rain. So she decided to try and help out and put some of the tools that were out back into the shed. But while she was out there getting the tools, the door was locked and she couldn't get back in. It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who locked her out.
No, you're lying.
I'm not lying. Your sister was concerned, so she decided to come by our house and see if she could find her. She came around the house, but couldn't get into the back. She said she saw something on the veranda, so I left work early to check. When I arrived, I found your mom.
So, wait, you're saying... What happened to her?
It's cold today, and it's been raining ever since she arrived at our house. When I found her, she was frozen cold and couldn't even move. I called the ambulance as soon as I could, and she was rushed to the hospital.
Wow, okay. So that means she's alright, right?
She's surviving. But if we were any later in finding her, it could have turned out much worse. Tom, it's the middle of winter! You know that? It's cold enough to catch hypothermia in the daytime, let alone at night in the rain. What were you thinking? Your first message is, What was that about? Think over what I have done while you're out for another drink? What did I do to make you say something like that?
I mean, when I came back, the house was a complete mess. Thoughts of you skipping out on the housework came racing through my head, and, well, I saw someone who I thought was you through the curtains on the veranda. I thought it would be good for you to think it over, so I locked the door.
Tom, do you know what you have done? You have put your own mother's life in danger.
But how was I supposed to know it was my mom? I thought you were just lazing about the house, not doing what you were supposed to, leaving everything in disarray.
Are you kidding me right now, Tom? Are you seriously saying that if it was me, that you'd think it would be okay to do what you did? On a day like this, how could you possibly not know that it's dangerous for someone to be out in the freezing rain for so long?
But you skipping out on chores is also wrong. If you were always properly doing them, I would never have ended up doing this.
The fact that during a time such as this, you refuse to show even a hint of guilt or remorse, but instead sticking to your backward way of thinking is just dumbfounding. You're still talking about house chores? Your mother's life was in danger.
It's because you're putting all the blame onto me. You know perfectly well this isn't all my fault.
Wow. Tom, just stop. I can see whatever I say isn't going to get through to you. Honestly, I don't even want to try and get through to you anymore. I can't stand being around you anymore. I'm done, Tom.
You're done? What do you mean by that?
I want a divorce.
What? You want a divorce? How did you come to that all of a sudden?
How could I not come to that conclusion? I can't handle any more of your backward, chauvinistic ideals. Whether or not you had mistaken her for me, you had locked your own mother out in the freezing rain. But even after finding out about what you had done, you don't think you're wrong in the slightest. I just can't handle being with someone like that.
Now, wait a minute, June. I know that I got carried away, but this happened because you didn't actually do what you were supposed to. You never kept your promises.
You're still spouting that nonsense? That's exactly why I am telling you I want a divorce. I can't be with someone who would do such things. Punish people who don't agree with what you have to say. Time and time again, locking me outside. You've been completely out of line for too long, Tom. I might as well tell you now, but I've already made preparations for a divorce, even before the events of today. I've also already spoken with my lawyer about how to properly proceed.
Lawyer? Why are you suddenly mentioning about a lawyer? Proceed with what?
How do you not understand? To proceed with the divorce. I'll talk to you about the divorce and the settlement some other day. If you have any other complaints or things you want to say, tell it to me then. However, I am not going to be setting another foot in that house.
Wait a minute, June. Please, wait. Are you being serious right now? All this talk about a divorce is just a lie, right? If we get a divorce, what's going to happen to me?
Like I would know? But really, the wife that doesn't value you at all is finally getting out of your life. Isn't that just great? From now on, you can focus on having a nice, happy, wife-free life.
Wait, stop, June. You've caught me all wrong. I never said any of that out of malice. I don't actually think that you don't value me. Come on, please come home. We'll discuss it together. Please, I'll apologize too. If you want, I'll beg for forgiveness. Just please come back.
No, absolutely not. Your apologies don't mean anything. They have no value. This is all completely your fault. So take the rest of your life to think it over. The next day, I went straight to the lawyer's office to officially hire the lawyer I had previously consulted with about the divorce. After hearing about what Tom had been doing throughout our marriage, the lawyer told me that I had a wonderful case for divorce and took the case. When Tom's actions concerning the endangering of his own mother's life were put on display for everyone to see during the trial, He became deathly pale. With the reveal, the divorce was said and I had received a large settlement for the mental damages he had caused during our marriage. For him, however, it was actually much worse. All of his horrible actions were revealed to his family. His mother, sister, and pretty much the rest of his family were furious with him, and they had all started cutting ties with him. As far as money goes, since he is just an average office worker, he didn't have enough money to actually afford to pay for the settlement. He was forced to sell the apartment that we owned, then use that money to scrounge up enough to actually pay the settlement. Somehow, his workplace also caught wind of the case and the things he had done. His work environment became hostile, so he ended up quitting. For now, he is living in a run-down apartment, living paycheck to paycheck from a minimum wage job he was able to find somewhere. On the other hand, after the divorce, I started to live alone. I finally realized how abusive the relationship I was in was, and am regaining my independence. I am taking my time and trying to lead a life full of joy and fun over fear. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, Vicky! I've got some great news to tell you. Guess who's getting married? Well, it's me. Huh? Who are you again? Oh, wait, you're Penny. Right. Haven't seen you since the class reunion. Congrats and best wishes. Bye. Huh? Wait a second. That's Ed? Don't you remember that I'm a childhood friend of yours? And I'm getting married. As friends, shouldn't you care a little more? Right. That's why I told you congratulations. Don't you have something more to say? I don't think so. Oh, wait, if you want a wedding gift, just tell me your bank account details and I'll deposit some money for you later. I mean, of course I will. Giving me a wedding gift goes without saying. But that's not what I'm getting at right now. I came here to invite you to my wedding, silly. Huh? Surprised? Aren't you happy I remembered you? Nah, I'm good. I've got plans that day. But I haven't even told you the date yet. Damn it. You got me. What's with that attitude? Why are you so cold to me? What did I do to you? If you're going to keep acting like that, I won't invite you to my wedding after all. Serves you right. Really? You won't? Yep. Aw, what a shame. You know, my fiancé is friends with all kinds of people with loads of cash. The top elites of society, even. Pilots, doctors, lawyers, CEOs, you name it. If you'd gone, even you might have been able to find your true love among them. It would have been your only chance to snag a good catch, considering how unpopular and lame-looking you were in school. And once you got that catch, you could have secured a luxurious and easy life and enjoyed yourself forever. Cool. You're acting like you don't care, but I know you're just hiding the fact you're panicking inside. You just wasted your opportunity, you know. It's too late to regret it. I won't be inviting you to my wedding, even if you do. You come back and cry all you want. It won't be happening. Wow, really? That's totally fine with me. What? That saves me the trouble of refusing you. I would have hated to keep turning you down because you wouldn't stop being persistent. So this is great news to me. You don't want me to go? Then I don't go. It's a done deal. Man, I'm super relieved. Oh, don't bother with a letter of invitation either. It's a waste of postage. I won't send out a letter in return since my absence has already been determined. No, I got some work to be doing, so bye-bye. Have fun at your wedding without me. Just hold on a second. I'm your childhood friend and it's my wedding. Are you serious? Why are you fine with not being invited? How cold are you? Vicky! Fine. If you're gonna be like that, then I have something else up my sleeve. I'm going to make you pay, so prepare yourself. I heard you got a boyfriend. Is that true? Spill the beans. Tell me everything. I've heard a lot about him. Like he's handsome and rich. You lucky girl. Aw, jeez. If that's the case, why didn't you say so sooner? You made me get the wrong idea. Now I understand why you didn't care one bit about coming to my wedding, even with all the elites that are gonna be there. You already got a catch of your own you needed to keep. Well then, I guess I gotta find another way to tempt you to come. I'm sending you a letter of invitation, so you gotta come no matter what. No excuses! Hey! Vicky! Your invitation was returned to me because your address is unknown or something. By any chance, did you move out of your house? The one you lived in back when we were neighbors. And even your parents don't live there anymore either. I guess even you wouldn't have stayed in that small town of ours forever. I always did feel like it was pretty cramped. Still, if you did, you should have told me. My parents got divorced and I wound up living with my mom in her hometown, so I don't know that stuff if you don't tell me. As my childhood friend and a full-grown adult, that just won't do. You have a responsibility to be honest and upfront with me. So, what's your new address then? Tell me. Vicky, why won't you respond? Answer me already! I won't be able to confirm your attendance if you don't. It'd be a major inconvenience for me. Jeez, what am I gonna do with you? I had no choice but to go ahead and mark you as attending since you wouldn't respond. You're welcome. You were talking about how you didn't want to come before, but I bet that was a lie. You're actually all antsy over how much you want to go right now, aren't you? You just don't want to admit it because you wanted to keep up your cool and unbothered act. I can picture it so clearly. How you're so thrilled that I would come out of the blue and invite you to my wedding. I bet you had a big, dumb old grin on your face behind the screen. Well then, I'm leaving the best friend wedding speech to you. Toodles! Vicky? You there? I'm guessing you've just about arrived to the wedding venue. Am I right about that?
Hey, you! Where are you right now? If your wedding is suddenly going to get canceled like this, don't drag me into it by saying it's because of me. Leave me out of it.
Huh? Oh, right. I guess you would also get the heads up. Well, it can't be helped. The reason the wedding has suddenly been canceled is because I'm at a hotel with your boyfriend.
Huh?
Yep, that's right. So I'm the one who suddenly canceled the wedding. It was all on purpose.
You did that without anyone else's input?
Yeah. You see, I had a go at your boyfriend last night, and I actually fell in love with him.
Excuse me? You know, what have you even been talking about? You're not making any sense. What's this about my boyfriend?
Well, I guess he's your ex now, so I understand your confusion. Let's see. I'm guessing it was about 3 to 4 months ago that he dumped you suddenly, saying he started liking someone else, right?
No?
You don't have to play dumb. It might hurt you to remember, but I already know everything. And I hate to break it to you, but it turns out the one he was head over heels for was me.
Uh-huh.
In other words, that means I totally stole your boyfriend from you. Oopsies. Silly me. Now that you lost your super elite boyfriend, I'm sure you're itching to find another man of a similar caliber to take his place, right? And your best shot at doing that is to come to my super awesome wedding that you were invited to. It only makes sense with all the elites who are going to be there. You'll find his replacement in no time. For that purpose, that's why I arranged to have you two break up so you'd have a reason to come to my wedding. You definitely wouldn't have been able to find a replacement for him in the meanwhile. But last night was the first time I wound up in a hotel with your ex. And when we went to see if we'd be a good match for each other, I found out he was a super wonderful guy. I I fell in love with him for real.
Excuse me?
Anyway, so that's why I slept in on purpose to have the wedding canceled. I mean, it'd be a problem if I had to go on and marry someone who I didn't even love anymore, right? Oh, if you want, I can give my old fiancé to you. The one who was supposed to be my groom. I'm sure you already got a good look at him, but he's a pretty handsome-looking guy, isn't he? I say that, but it's not like I need him anymore. Well, I'm just hyping him up for you like a good friend. He's honestly not that bad of a guy, objectively speaking.
Well, no, I haven't seen him at all. In fact, I never actually came to your wedding, so I'm not at the venue.
What?
My husband took me to his parents' house today. That's where I actually am right now. I'm nowhere near where your wedding is.
No way! You're telling me you had a husband? Since when?
Since 3 months ago. You messaged me around the time I was about to get married myself.
Wait. What? Then who's the guy I was with?
Hell if I know. You tell me.
He said his name was Smith. Does that ring any bells? Come on, you gotta at least know him. Otherwise, I'm going to be more creeped out than I already am.
Who? Oh, wait. I think there was someone in the basketball club I was in who had that name back in high school.
Yeah, that guy. I heard from somewhere that you were dating a guy named Smith. And when I looked into your friend circles, I found a guy named Smith who said he was one of your classmates. Not many people are named Smith, so I figured it was probably him.
I think you got the wrong Smith.
What? That can't be right.
Maybe you'll understand better if I told you that my new married name is Smith now.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I met my husband after I started working. My first assignment was to Phoenix, so that's where I met him. Around that time, my parents also moved to a different state. And he's not really acquainted with any of my old classmates and friends.
What?
So I'm surprised you would have ever heard that I had a partner in the first place. Like, where would you have gotten that information? You don't have my parents' contact information, and I don't really know how anyone else would know about him except... Well, back when he was still my boyfriend, we went on a trip. And during that trip, we just happened to run into a classmate of mine from middle school. My then boyfriend introduced himself as Smith. He grew up having people refer to him by his last name since he used to do a lot of sports and was in the military for a couple of years. So it's just what he was used to at the time. His actual first name is Keith.
You've got to be kidding me. What kind of coincidence is that?
A very unfortunate one. The Smith I have has it as his last name, while the one you got has it as his first name. They're not the same guy.
No way. What is this? Why didn't you invite me to your wedding? If you'd just done that to begin with, none of this would have happened.
We only had a small wedding with some close relatives and family. We didn't invite any friends. Although, even if we did have a larger wedding, I wouldn't have invited you.
Why not? We were childhood friends. We got along so well. Are you saying I'm not worth inviting?
Do you really think we were that buddy-buddy with each other? Is that how you remember it?
Huh? What's with that response? Am I wrong?
Maybe my memory's just a tad bit hazy, but the person I remember being good friends with was your little sister. Not you.
What? Why only her? Wasn't I besties with you too? Why would you forget me?
I mean, your parents got divorced while you were both still in elementary school, and she stayed behind with her dad in our hometown. Even now, I still message her from time to time. While you were taken in by your cheater of a mother, and I hadn't heard a word from you since. The first time I'd seen you since the divorce was the class reunion where we exchanged WhatsApps, but once again, you went totally radio silent.
What?
Hearing this, isn't it obvious who's the one I actually got along with here?
Really?
Yep. For the time being, I've sent your little sister your messages. She was attending your wedding, right?
What? Why her?
Before you messaged me, your little sister was asking me to message her if I heard anything from you. She wanted to know what was going on and why you weren't there.
Yikes. Really?
Yep. So that's why I told her the truth.
I told her about the guy you were with, and how you're with him because of a misunderstanding because you thought he was my boyfriend when he actually wasn't at all. By the way, I had no idea when the wedding was until she started messaging me.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
You kept trying to tempt me to come, but you never even told me the time or date it was going to be happening. Even if I wanted to go, I wouldn't have been able to.
Huh?
Well, I was always going to refuse to go, so that's why I never asked. Figured I'd be better off not saying anything, you know? And with this, I found out that not only were you cheating, but who it was you were cheating with. And of course, I sent all the details to your sister as fast as possible.
No way! You didn't!
I did. I mean, I got all wrapped up in your selfish desires. In retaliation, I told her what information I gathered from it all. My work is done here.
Hey!
I'll leave you to clean up your own mess, all right? You did this to yourself. And just so you know, I have absolutely zero intention of ever helping you. So don't bother asking.
No, just wait. Don't leave me. Hey, Vicky! Please, I'm begging you. How do I fix everything? I want to make it all right again. This isn't how I wanted things to end up. Please help me. I broke up with the Smith who I mistook for your boyfriend. Everything should be all right now, right? It was all because of a misunderstanding that I canceled the wedding. So I went to try and set it all back into motion like nothing happened, but my fiance is saying it's impossible and that he won't go through with it anymore. And not only that, he wants to demand financial compensation for the emotional damages he thinks I caused, as well as the fees for the wedding venue. All for a total of $50,000. And he wants me to pay all of that. Where am I supposed to get that kind of money? Why did things turn out this way? Okay, for the sake of an argument, let's say I am actually in the wrong here, and I should pay him something. This is all because of a misunderstanding. I'm a victim here too, so I feel like I should only pay 10% of that amount at the most. When my mom got divorced, she told my dad that the person who gets cheated on is to blame too. That's why I think I did nothing wrong. Hey, Vicky, how about it? Don't you have some proof I could show them to prove to them that it isn't my fault? Isn't there some way I can convince them? Come on, I know you're smart. You've always known how to get yourself out of all kinds of situations. It used to really make me upset. But come on, you can put it to good use right now. So please, won't you help me? Even my mom is avoiding me. She told me she has no intention of helping me and went off with her boyfriend. So I started thinking about getting Smith to pay for the damages with me since it's mostly his fault. I mean, I know he didn't get off scot-free either. My fiancé charged him some money too, but not nearly as much as me. I shouldn't be left to pay off this $50,000 all on my own. But that Smith only paid what he owed and disappeared. And I can't get in contact with my dad or my sister. Man, all the people around me are jerks. Not a single one of them are nice people at all. That's why you're the only one I can rely on now. Come on, you're nice, aren't you? You're not like them at all, right? Vicky? Hey! At least answer me, will you? Vicky!
Even though I announced I wasn't going to be coming to her wedding, she said I was going to be attending anyway. And once I found out about that and told her I wouldn't help her at all, she tried to rely on me. She was more or less like this every single day to me back when she was still my neighbor. That's why I don't like her. I don't want to involve myself with her. And yet, this is how things turned out. I'd even say she managed to get worse over the years. Maybe her cheater of a mother really rubbed off on her. I feel a little bad she had to be raised by trash like her. But with how she's always been and how she turned out, it's hard to have much sympathy. And then after that, she did pay for that $50,000 in one go, grumbling and complaining all the while. Just when I was wondering how she got a hold of that kind of money, turns out she had some kind of sugar daddy or something. Although it turns out that man had a wife. Once she found out about their relationship, she demanded financial compensation from Penny, who then found she became involved with the dark underbelly of society. Maybe even Penny herself has realized how far she's truly fallen. Thanks for watching! If you made it this far, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to see more content just like this. And don't forget to leave us a comment down below. What did you think? Would you have done something different? Let us know your thoughts. We're looking forward to your responses. See you next time.